Welcome everyone to the next class, and today we are going to discuss about the kingdom fungi. Now, actually, what are the fungi? Now, in the biological classification, we have seen that there are some particular organisms, okay, which are simple, non-vascular. That means there is no xylem and phloem. Achlorophylous. That means they are having no chlorophyll at all. Spore bearing eukaryotic structures. Okay, these are the fungi. So the organisms which possess these particular characters are considered under the kingdom fungi. Now they have cell wall, but their cell wall is actually consisted of a type of fungal cellulose which is known as chitin. Now again, here we come across the term mycology. Mycology means the branch of biology which deals with the study of fungi. Okay, so the study of fungi is known as mycology, and Pierre Antonio Micheli is considered as is called the father of mycology, and E.M. Fries is the father of systemic mycology. These terms are important, you have to remember. Okay. Now, these fungi are actually, as they are non-chlorophyllous, so they are definitely heterotrophic organisms. So being heterotrophic, they will perform an absorptive type of nutrition. They are either parasitic or saprophytic. Now, if they are parasitic, that means they will cause disease to either the plants or the animals. And the part of biology which deals with the study of these diseases, fungal diseases, is known as fungal pathology. Now next we come to the structure of fungi. Actually the fungi are thread-like structures. These are fine transparent thread-like structures which assemble together to form the mycelium. Okay. Now their growth may be either assimilative or it may be reproductive. If it is assimilative, that means, or vegetative, here that what happens, the somatic mycelium, it will come in contact with the food bearing substratum. Okay, that means it will only perform the vegetative part growth, and the reproductive structures, they bear large fructifications or the spore bearing structures, and they will help in reproduction, undergo reproduction. Okay, now here again we find two types of fungus. If the fungal structure is vegetative and gradually it gets transformed into the reproductive part, then we call it as holocarpic fungi. Okay, and if the fungus is vegetative and the reproductive structures are completely different, that means vegetative and reproductive parts are distinct, then we call it as eucarpic. So we find two types of fungus, holocarpic and eucarpic. Okay. Next we come to the fungal tissue. Fungal tissue, that means we are already telling that hyphae means the thread-like structure. They assemble together to form the mycelium. Now this mycelium is actually formed like intertwined or intertwining network-like structures. Okay. So according to that type, we can differentiate this into two types. It can be either prosenchyma or pseudoparenchyma, and the total tissue, actually the total intertwining tissue, we call it as plectenchyma, and that plectenchyma is divided into prosenchyma and pseudoparenchyma. Prosenchyma means the cells are arranged parallel to one another, and pseudoparenchyma means they are something like that of parenchyma. Now pseudo, the word we know, pseudo means false, isn't it? So that's why that means they are like false parenchyma. Next, the hyphal structure. The hyphal structure, it may be either aseptate or septate. That means septa matlab pore. Okay, a small pore may be present. So in some fungi, actually the septa, the cross walls or the partition walls are septa matlab not pore. Septa means the wall, partition wall. It may be complete without any pore, then it is known as aseptate. For example, rhizopus. But sometimes what happens, there may be septa present. In the septa, actually the cross walls are there, and in that cross wall some type of pores are present. So accordingly, there may be three type of septum: a complete septum without any pores, but some microspore like substances may be present. Then in some septum, what happened, a central pore is present, that is called the Vorine body, it is surrounded by some pore caps, and in some basidiomycetes actually a dolypore septum, that means the septum, it becomes barrel shaped and it is called the dolypore septum. Okay, so accordingly we find three different types of septums. Regarding the tissue, now you see this is prosenchyma and this is pseudoparenchyma. These are parallel to one another and they are forming a parenchyma like structures. Again, this is the complete septum. Okay, complete septum means they are not traversed by any, they do not have any pores, but small micropores as microspores are present. Okay, micropores are present, so this is considered as a complete septum. This is a simple that simple type of pore is present. Okay, this is a simple septum, a simple pore septum. Then sometimes what happen, a body called the Voronin body is present in the pore, so that is a septum with Voronin body, and this is the dolypore septum where the septum becomes barrel shaped and it is covered by pore caps. Okay, this is the dolypore septum, and dolypore septum we find in the class Basidiomycetes. Now, if we come to the structure of the fungal cell, then here this is the cell of the fungi. Here we find the cell wall, okay, which is made up of chitin. It encloses the protoplasmic constituent cytoplasm, which consists of your nucleus. The thiosomes are present, then ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, vacuoles, mitochondria, glycogens. All the cell organelles are present, as it is a eukaryotic organism, so every cell organelles are present. The walls, that is the septum, they possess micropores. Okay, so this is the basic fungal cell structure, so you have to go through it very properly. Next we come to the part reproduction. Now reproduction may be of three types: vegetative, asexual or sexual. Now the vegetative reproduction, it may take place either by fragmentation, that is the whole filament will break into small fragments, or by budding. Small protrusions come out, bud like structures develop which get detached from the parent body and act as a new organism. Okay, now this is binary fission. An organism, it splits into two equal parts. Then multiple fission, from one parent body many organism, the offsprings are produced. Sclerotium, these are actually perinating bodies which are useful to undergo the unfavorable conditions, and during favorable conditions they produce new mycelium. Again the rhizomorph, they are rope like twisted mass of hyphae. They are also remain dormant during the unfavorable conditions, and during favorable condition they develop into new mycelium. The asexual reproduction takes place with the help of different types of spores. Okay, zoospore produced within zoosporangium, sporangiosporangium. Okay, sporangium. Then conidia, these are produced in the conidiophores. Okay, then chlamydospores, arthrospores, uridospores, ascospore, basidiospore. So these are the different types of spores, asexual spores, which will, after coming out from the sporangium, they will reach a particular substratum, they will absorb water, germinate and give rise to a new plant, that is new offspring or the organism. Okay, so these are the basic asexual reproductive. Now the next type is the sexual type of reproduction, which is observed in fungi. In sexual reproduction, actually what happened, it involves, basically we know the sexual reproduction means the fusion of gametes, but in fungi, the class Deuteromycetes, or it is known as fungi imperfecti, where sexual reproduction is completely absent, and fungi, it shows gradual degeneration of sex. Okay, that means here when we will study the different type of classes, then we will gradually find that there is degeneration of sex and sex organs in case of fungi. Now based on its compatibility, we get two different types of fungi, that is homothelic and heterothelic. Homothelic forms, their fusion occurs between two genetically similar types, and in heterothelic, two different genetically different types of thallus are present. Okay, but thallus are present. Now here the fusion actually involves two types. Either it is cytoplasmic fusion called plasmotomy, or nuclear fusion, it is known as karyogamy. So depending upon that, again it is divided into different types. Now basically we come across 5 main methods of sexual reproduction. One is the planogametic copulation. Planogametic copulation means actually here the fusion occurs between two flagellated gametes. Now it can be divided into again 3 types. This is isoplanogametic copulation. That means the two flagellated gametes come close together for fusion. Anisoplanogametic copulation, that means here the one is smaller, other is larger but flagellate. In euplanogametic copulation, here what happened, one is motile, other is non-motile. The female is smaller and motile, the male is smaller and motile, female is larger but non-motile. Okay, so this is known as planogametic copulation or euplanogametic copulation. Then we come to gametangial contact. Gametangial contact means here the two male and female sex organs come close together. Male is called antheridium, female is called oogonium. They will come close together, their wall of contact dissolves and the male will put forth its content into the female part. Okay, so this is the gametangial contact. Next, here it occurs actually through the fertilization tube. You can see it. So with the help of this fertilization tube, it will put forth the contents. Next is the gametangial copulation. Gametangial copulation, here two gametangia bearing structures will come close together. These are the two gametangias. They will come close together. They will fuse and fuse to form a zygote or zygospore. Okay. Next is spermatangia. Here the male reproductive structure is called spermatia. It will come closer to the female part. The female reproductive part has a receptive organ which is known as trichogyne. That means it will receive the male part, male structure, and will allow it to pass through it and fuse with the female nucleus. Okay, and last is the somatogamy. Somatogamy, that means here distinct sex organs are not present, but two somatic different hyphae will come together. These are all dikaryotic stages. You can see dikaryotic means cell with two nucleus. They will come close together and will fuse. So this is somatogamy. So these are the different types of sexual reproduction methods. But sometimes what happen in higher fungi, the cells are dikaryotic. That means here two nucleus are present. Now karyo, we know karyo means nucleus. So there are two nucleus or dikaryotic. And here what happens, dikaryot phase is present which is actually an intermediate phase between plasmogamy and karyogamy. Okay. Now after this we come to the next part, that is heterothelism. Now heterothelism was actually, here it means that where the fusion gametes belong to two genetically distinct strains. Okay, that means it is the phenomenon in which the fusing gametes belong to two genetically distinct strains of the same species. Their species are same but they are different genetically. That means one will be plus, other will be minus. And this was actually first discovered by Blakeslee. Okay, he grew in a medium. Now you know what is a media. That means it is a culture media containing of all the nutrients essential for growth. Here okay, now in actually heterothelism, here Blakeslee he grew a culture media which consisted of actually mycelium. He grew the mycelium, spores were there, and here when he observed that first of all the mycelium they behave like hermaphrodite. That means the organism they produced both type of gametes. Okay, then he called them as homothelic fungi. That means that particular thing will produce both the male and female parts. Okay, that means both the compatible gametes are produced in this particular mycelium. Again, for example, the Rhizopus sexualis. Again, he grew another culture medium in which he observed that the spores were there. It was collected from two different type of mycelia, and when it grew, he observed that some of the mycelia possessed they should produce the zygospores, but not all. Some didn't produce the zygospore. So from that he observed that type of mycelia, that means here two types of different types of mycelia were observed. Okay, so that he called as heterothelic. So heterothelic means that the thalli which possess two different types of thalli and will give rise to two different type of sex organs. But as these are very simple, so here it is not considered as male and female, but they are termed as plus strain and minus strain. Okay. So basically heterothalism means the thallus which consisted of two different types of strains, sexual strains, either plus or minus. Now this part is important for studying the outbreeding processes. Okay, heterothalism is important. Moreover, it helps in introduction of variation, which is helpful in adapting to diverse habitats, unfavorable environmentals and toxic chemicals. So this is all about the kingdom fungi. In the next class we will study about its classification. So before studying the classification, you go through the books, go through each and every characters of fungi, then it will become easier for you to understand the later parts.